Untapped, Miami. Hey everybody, this is Whorley Holmes on Untapped, Miami. We have here the phenomenal poet, actress Elaina the poet. How are you doing today?
I am good and so glad to be here.
Thank you for interviewing with Untapped Miami. So tell us a little about yourself personally. Who is Elaina? Who's the woman behind Elaina?
So Elaina is a mother, first a woman, of course, a mother, a friend, a praying woman, a poet, a singer. There's so many elements to me that make up of Elaina. But quite naturally, I'm just like a cool, chill person, you know?
Yeah.
I don't, like I was telling you, I don't keep a lot of people around me, you know, because I'm always talking whatever comes to my heart and my mind, and that's not always the thing that people want to hear. But so I pretty much am just, you know, I try to keep myself in a position where I'm constantly able to tune in. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Good.
It makes perfect sense. So tell us about all your talents. How did your talents transpire? What made you realize that I'm a poet, I'm a singer, I'm an actress? How did that come about?
So I've been singing ever since I was a little girl. You know, my mom sings.
Oh, really?
My mom sings. My sisters sing. I have two sisters, one older, one younger.
So it's just generational.
It's a family thing. And my mom actually used to be so awesome when she was, and you know, in her day when she was younger, she used to drag us, because I grew up in the church. Quite naturally, I'm sure that's something that's all over me.
Yes.
But I grew up in the church, and so Mama used to drag us, you know, to all these churches. You go to all the revivals, all of this, and she was like the star in the choir. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So when she sang, you know, the whole church would rock. But she just had this powerful voice. So, you know, and then she passed that on to us in different ways. All of us sing differently, you know. But I have been singing since I was young, and then writing. I actually wrote my first poem, and it made it to the West Side Gazette.
Wow.
When I was, I might have been like 10 years old. We had to write like something at church. It was a poem, and I don't even really remember what it was about. But I wrote that poem, and it made it to like a small little section in the West Side Gazette.
Congratulations, that was the start.
So, you know, we kind of knew something was a little special then. You know what I'm saying? You always know from young.
You're right. So what made you finally step out on faith and do this as a profession? How long have you been in the South Florida?
So I started doing poetry in 2006. Okay. And I started at a spot in Fort Lauderdale in South of Sunrise Boulevard. It was called Voices and Vibes. And the host was Terry Meredith, Terry the illustrator. And she's so amazing. And she actually received me because at the time, not to get like so super personal, but you know, I have an album and it talks a lot about.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
It talks a little bit about this, but I've been married. I'm actually divorced. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been married. I'm divorced, and I had went through such a time in my life where, you know, I was just like, it took me to a whole nother level in my womanhood, the heartbreak. And, you know, it forced me to do something to release. And then so I always knew I could write, but then I just started to write down my feelings.
Wow, I totally get it.
And so I wanted to go somewhere, and then so I don't know how I heard about Troy's, but I went to Voices and Vibe one night. Terry was the host, and she let me get up there, and when I did it, that was the first time that people validated, like really validated, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can I get something that you wrote? Is this what you do? You know,
The
and I'm
first
like,
night.
are you like, are you serious? You know, one woman walked up to me because she had tears, because the poem I wrote was coming from such a deep place, you know, that it was like I was wailing out,
Yeah.
you know, the way I wrote it. It was like a prayer.
Yeah.
And I cried in that prayer and everything. And it was so, he really allowed me to like really be powerful in it. And then so people were affected by it and women could really feel it. It was like, man. So from then on, I kind of knew. Now, I never continued to do poetry like consistently. I actually really took off and decided to do it professionally in 2015.
Okay.
I used to go to cello spot, Blue Magic.
Yes.
Okay, everybody knows. So I used to go there often, a lot, and do it and stuff. And then eventually something else happened in 2015. It was like another heartbreak point.
Yes. The heartbreaks bring it out of you.
And you know what I said? I literally lifted my head to the sky and I said, Lord, that's it. I said, that's it. I said, from now on, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do it. Because this was the only thing that relieved me or reminded me of, you know, it was like medicine. You know what I'm saying? It was like medicine. It was, and that's what I teach too. But it was like medicine, and I'm like, you know what? Never mind anything else. Let me do this. Let me see how this works for me. And I kept going from that point on. And God has really been opening up doors from then on out.
Yes. Thank God for that. Who are your influences when it comes to poetry and music? It doesn't have to be anybody famous. It could be somebody that's close to you. But who are your influences?
So as far as influences are concerned, I don't really say I have any influences. What I would say is that I am a fan of many. That I have so many people that do poetry and sing that I just love so much myself, you know. As far as like super famous people, what I used to do when I was younger, I don't know if you've ever heard of Karen Clark. She's a gospel singer.
Karen Clark, yes.
And Faith Evans.
Yes, Faith
Their
Evans.
tones have like a jazz sound.
Yes.
So I would try to emulate their sounds when I sing. And what happened was my voice kind of created its own style with a mixture of jazz on it. And it's permanent now, so it's kind of how I sing. So I admire jazz singers. Jill Scott is one of my favorite singers.
I love me some Jill Scott.
You know, she is just one of my favorites. Even when she just talked like a normal person, it sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, Lord, I just called to sing. I was thinking
it's
of
so
you. And it's
graceful.
like, oh, God, I love her. So, you know, but, you know, it's so many poets, especially locally here in South Florida, that I admire and that I love and respect. I have a few close friends in poetry here in South Florida that are elite poets. Red Riding Hood, and I love her to death. She is my friend.
Yes. Shout out to Red.
And of course, mentor Jensen Cox. I'm a fan of his. You know what I'm saying? And he is my friend. So there's so many. I have I've never met her personally, but Georgia Me.
Yes.
I watched her poetry. Yeah. You know, I love Emma Green. So it's so many of them that I just love. You know what I'm saying? But influences, you know, Christ is my influence.
Amen.
I swear. And my mom. My mom is like the biggest influence in my life.
That was one of my questions. So let's just fast forward to the questions. Describe your success team and who has been most supportive of Christ.
So, yeah, it's my family.
Yeah.
It's my sister, you know, my mother, my father, you know, they are like my everything. Like, they really are Elaina fans. You know, my mom, I know if it's a good poem, if she says it's a good poem.
Yeah.
You know, if she says it's a good poem, 9 times out of 10, everybody gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, you know, it's times when I'm writing something, I'm like, I just gotta read this to mama. You know, because she's not a poet.
Yeah.
And because she's not a poet and she's not
going to critique it. The way
correct.
it is.
She doesn't love poetry.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't love poets. That's not her thing.
Yeah.
Now, she like T.D. Jakes. You know, she like preachers and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But but she loves my poetry. So if I write something that I know gets her attention, I know that it will serve people who love poetry, and it will serve people who don't. You understand what I'm saying? I will be that something special that people will say, man, it's something about her, and what she does, because she doesn't quite do that, and she doesn't quite do that, but that thing she does, that's her thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So tell us about your debut project, Purpose.
Oh
It's
man.
your CD. Was it last year?
Yes.
Yes.
That was
How
September.
was that? And tell us about the process of making this.
Oh man. So the process, I'm the type of person that I never really know or can feel the dramatics of things until after. And what I mean by that is because when I was going through that album process and making it, the thought of it was so stressful. But what happened is I did not even know what was what, when was going to be what, how was this going to be, what I wanted,
I'm going to make this comment. Your intro is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing. Like, I don't think, well, I really haven't listened to a lot of poetry cities, like the local poets down here, but your intro just set out. That's the type of music I love to listen to. Music that is calming, something that will calm your spirit, your mind, your soul.
Correct.
So
that's what I wanted. I wanted it to inspire you, but I wanted it also to feel good.
Yeah.
Like you put it in, and it's just like you could feel it.
Yeah.
Because what I know and what I experience is that people remember what they feel. You know what I'm saying? They remember what they feel, and it's like one lady came up to me. This is always a testimony, and I don't take credit for nothing I tell you. This lady came up to me after I had performed one night, and she says to me, she says, "There's something in your voice." She said, "I don't know what it is." She said, "It's hard for me to catch the first couple of words that you say because I'm still trying to come back from the feeling that your voice gives when it first touches my skin." I'd be like, "What?"
That was deep.
She
That
said,
gave me the
she
goosebumps.
said, and then after a few seconds, when it calms down, then I can hear you.
Wow.
She said, then I can hear the actual words that you say, and then you keep hitting me with more. She said, there's something about your voice. And I'm like, man, you know what I told her? The only thing I could say is, it's the anointing.
Yeah.
That's what you feeling. That thing you can't describe.
You're right.
When you like, man, she gave me chills. That wasn't me. That was the anointing.
Yeah.
You understand? Working through the sound that was coming out. And that's it. That's all it is.
Okay, so we talked about purpose. Now tell us, what projects are you currently working on? We know what project you just finished.
Right.
Everything That Glitters by Eccentric Displays. It was beautiful, by the way. I was there. It was amazing. Truthfully speaking, I think
was there.
Truthfully speaking, yes. Good thing I was there. But truthfully speaking, Elaina, I believe you stole the show.
Oh my God. Here she is.
I think I told you that, right? I told you that night. You probably don't remember because it was just so much, but you was on key with the laughs. You just kept the crowd going, and I was like, damn. That's how you do with your poetry too. You keep them entertained, and you did it with your acting.
It ain't me, man. I'm telling you, man. I just be like, Lord, go ahead on doing it. Whatever projects is put in front of me, whatever I'm doing, I ain't leaving nothing out. I'm gonna give it all. You gonna get everything that you was meant to get when I'm involved, and that's just it. I'm not ashamed to completely let go. To me, it doesn't matter how ugly I look. It doesn't matter, if I'm on a poetry scene and I'm singing and my mouth open wide and my eyes going back and I'm just going hard and it's and it's so it don't matter.
I see what you said.
I don't care, the only way people will
still feel that.
And that's it's like an out of body experience.
Oh, I understand.
You know, it's like an out of body experience. People tell me, and it's like, oh, man, thank you. And I swear, you know, it's like, it's like, I be doing this all the time. Because I'm so thankful. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth.
But we went a little out the way with everything that glitters. But tell us, what projects are you currently working on?
Okay, so I have a few things going on. I do a lot of private, like, believe it or not, people love me at their weddings.
Yes, I've seen that too.
So I have some weddings coming up soon that I actually have to write some original pieces for. And I have some musicians that are local musicians, but yet big, that are going to be going on some private projects with me. So I'm very excited about that. I don't know if you know about Mustafa.
Yes, I know
Mustafa
on sax.
Yes, sir, that man. So, but he's going on a project with me. I have, you know, everything that glitters is actually doing some repeats, and we're going to be doing that. So that's a big deal for me.
Congratulations.
I know that thing. Congratulations.
Yes.
To them, to us all.
Yes.
You know, especially Eccentric. I just am so blessed to be a part. You know.
Yes.
And then, you know, so I have a lot of private events, like I was saying, like people call me and book me on their own. Right now, I'm going to be doing this Sunday, actually, which is April 30th, a fashion show for some local designers, black business designers, Harold's Fine Fashions, and Christine Dion, who is a plus size clothing designer.
Okay,
so
that looks like it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm excited about that. And you know, just a few things. Look, you gonna see me. You know what I say?
Girl, I see you now. So I can only imagine what's gonna be.
The color of my soul, 'cause I always been a leader. I always stood out when I was a child. I always spoke very loudly. I didn't always wait my turn, but I always spoke very proudly, and my mama, she never hushed me. As a matter of fact, I thought that was just the way we talk. So that little something extra you see in my step, it's just the way we walk. I was brought up in the fear of God, which means I learned to keep Him first. I could never write a full scripture without mentioning Him in at least one verse. I was born in 1980. See, I'm a real 80s baby. Time took me through life, but experience made me wiser. That's why when casting out those demons, I keep my right hand on the Bible, because they are all around me. But there's something about being called and chosen that keeps that devil frozen when his heat tries to get close to me. See, I'm a black woman with responsibilities. I have goals to meet, so I think on these things. I think on these things that they would manifest in my heart. Knowing that what I feed my mind is where it starts, so I feed my guys, this is Elaina, the poet, and you are now tuned in to Untapped Miami.
So, where do you see your career in the next year?
But more traveling. I see myself, you know, across the U.S. a lot more. Just, you know, dropping it in different states, and you know, that's definitely something that I know is going to be happening in the next year. Or by the end of this year, I'll be doing more traveling. Probably more plays. I've gotten people call me about some plays. One for actually October of this year. So we'll see.
What is your ultimate goal in life?
To do what I'm doing right now. It's my final answer. It's just to do what I am doing and be great at it, and to be greater each time, to evolve in what I'm doing, to touch as many people as I can before I leave here.
Amen.
That's the
Amen.
truth.
Last but not least, what would you tell a girl who wants to be in your shoes but doesn't know where to start? And what would you tell her to keep holding on?
What would I tell her to keep holding on?
Mm-hmm.
So, a girl who wants to be in my shoes, I would look at the fact that I am a mother and I have a 3-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm doing poetry, she's always watching me. And
Yes.
she's always like, Mama, you do poetry?
Oh.
And she was at the play, and her dad actually had to stand and hold her the whole time because she couldn't see. And she got so angry when Keith was like hugging on me and kissing on me. And she was like, so when I got home the next day, she was like, Mommy, you was in poetry? And I'm like, yeah. She said, I saw you, Mommy. I saw you in poetry, and I see her desire. Like, I see that she loves it,
Yeah.
and she loves what I'm doing. She admires it. So if I can imagine a young girl who wanted to do poetry, and wanted to be in my shoes, what I would tell her is to take time and because I don't encourage anyone never to sit for a moment and just have oneness with the universe. And that can be God for some, or for the majority, but I would just say to tune in. And what I would tell her, how do you do that? You sit still.
Yes.
You go somewhere and you sit still, and you just meditate. And how do you do that? You just concentrate on all the things that you want. All the things that you want. You see them in your mind. And then you begin to ask God to allow those things to happen for you. So you say, Lord, I want to be blessed. I want to see, myself successful. I want to go places. I want to write poetry. Help me to write. And then, tune yourself in. Get yourself in a place to wherein, you start to practice and study. Pick up a shoe and try to write a poem about it. Pick up a book, try to write a poem about it. Look up at the sky, try to write a poem about the clouds. Just begin to write about
See beauty in everything.
Write about everything until that passion in you builds up. The passion will tell you which direction to go in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Because you can start off wanting to be like me or wanting to see yourself like me and then end up in a whole different direction. You see, because this is an individual journey.
That was the best answer I have ever gotten from an individual that I interviewed. I swear, like, seriously.
I'm telling you,
You're telling
it's
the
the
God
truth.
honest truth.
It's
Yes,
the
I
truth.
know.
We have to find, because a lot of times we do get confused with what we see of other people that we admire that they do and things like that. But what we have to do is tune into our own universe.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to find our own passions. You understand? And it may be that very thing that you love, that you saw, that you admire, but it just may not.
Yeah.
It just may not. It's important, and that's what this album does too. It's called Purpose, because it's important that we find our own purpose. We are responsible.
Yeah.
We are responsible to find out why we exist as an individual.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I completely understand what you're saying.
It's true.
This was a good interview. Tell the people that's viewing, where can they find you? If they want to get in contact with you.
Here we go. It's that Untapped Miami plug, y'all. It's her plug.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's the question?
Where can somebody go or log into to know and find everything about you, to purchase your CD?
Oh,
Yes.
so Elaina the Poet, that's my name.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you can find me on my website. I would like for everybody to start checking out my website. It's poetryisagift.com. And that's Elaina the Poet. So you'll find what I'm doing, what I'm up to. You can purchase the album there. I actually got my first album sale off the website.
You didn't tell me that.
I know, yes.
Congratulations.
It was actually put together by Miss Untapped Miami herself.
Yes, I did.
So, and it's amazing. Anybody who goes to their website tells me, man, this is a nice website. Yeah, everybody.
And you know what, Elaina, I know this show need to be plug. I'm a very creative person, and I love to create things for people and see the response and the joy on their faces.
Yeah, that's just a part of being a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us have that part of us in us.
Yeah.
Every woman naturally likes to do something that she knows she does well.
Yeah.
Give it to someone and see how they respond, because we know that's something we know how to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like cooking a meal and putting it down in front of a man and saying, you know, and watching him to see, you know, and like
Yeah.
you're watching him, but you want to make sure, and you know if he cleaned that plate and he's sticking his fingers, you like,
I did.
because I knew it, you know, and you just wait. So of course, you are amazing at what you do.
Thank you,
Yes,
Elaina.
you
You
are.
are amazing at what you do, too.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Elaina the Poet's interview with Untapped Miami.